welcome to Mums at the Table. You're here with Rachel and Shona. I know, the Shona show. I wasn't going to forget you. We've got lots of great stuff coming up today. So we've got Fiona, who is in here talking to Colette, our resident psychologist. We've also got Gia and her kids in the kitchen making food. But to start with, routines. Now, this can be a sort of a yay or nay when it comes to parenting. Do you establish routines when it comes to your kids? And I guess we could sort of establish, what you do at different ages as well. So what did you do when your kids were brand new? Was there a routine?
Yeah.
Or you just sort of go, oh, they're hungry, I'll feed them when they're hungry?
No. Down for 4 hours, feed. Down for 4 hours, feed. Ooh. Down for 4... Yeah, I was regimented. And I still am.
Yeah, okay.
Still am really regimented.
And do you regret any of that, or do you say that was the right decision?
For me, it's the right decision because I'm that type of person. I have to have routines. I have to have schedules. Yeah. I am absolutely useless if I don't have a schedule, if I don't have a calendar with everything in it.
How did your kids go with your schedule? Because kids don't always go with what we think is, the right routine.
Tough.
Okay, right. So today, are they routine-based or?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, they are quite routined. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
Really? No surprise.
When they were young and they sort of, I've spoken about this heaps, my eldest didn't sleep well. I did establish a routine with her just for survival's sake. But by nature, I'm probably a little bit more go with the flow.
Yeah.
And so, we do some routine. I get the kids to bed at a, routine time every night. We follow the same sort of schedule. But other stuff, I'm just like, well, this is life. You have to go with the flow. It doesn't always go the way you want. So, we're just going to have to pick it up. That's how it is.
Do you think it's good or bad to have a routine?
I think it's good for them to be comfortable in both spheres.
Right.
I think if they're stuck in just the one, they're going to struggle later in life when things don't go according to the routine. But that's how I see it.
Yeah, but see, for me, a routine helps you to stay structured.
But yeah, and you've got to allow for the chaos. Where do you schedule that in?
We don't have chaos.
And look, my sister's a little bit like you. She's very sort of routine-focused, formula-driven. But I watched her, and I was so keen to watch her have kids because she is so routine-based. But she just is like, okay, I've just slotted in this room for chaos. And
yeah. and I think you do. I think you allow for chaos, but you don't allow it to overtake the schedule and the flow charts of life, if you want to call it that.
And if you look at the experts' advice over time, it's actually changed. You've got some who go with the strict routine that you did, and there are others who are more free range and say, no, let the kids tell you when they're hungry and this and that.
No, I couldn't do. For me, I couldn't do that because I would have felt too powerless and out of control.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you really just have to parent how you're able to, because when you're good, then your kids are good. That's all we've got time for. Let us know what you do on Facebook. Jump on. Tell us if you do the routine, do you do the free range thing? We'd love to hear from you.
I'm sitting with Colette and we're talking about how to help a child deal with grief or the death of a loved one. So how? What symptoms should we look for?
So I think it's in recognising the symptoms, we need to really understand that each child will experience any kind of death or loss differently depending on their personality or what's actually happened, even their age.
Right, so you can't say girls cope better than boys.
No, and there's no blanket way for how to deal with it. So the trick is that children will display things differently. So we will see some children really just act in complete denial. Right. That is a sign in itself. We know that something's happening underneath, even though they're denying anything's going on, and we need to look out for other symptoms. So some children will completely regress. So we'll see children start sucking their thumbs when they'd stop doing that, or wetting their beds. Some children have nightmares. Then we will see some children display outward behaviours, real externalising behaviours. They might become quite aggressive or irritable. That also could be because they're not sleeping properly, but they also don't know how to deal with it. So, so they become angry at you because you're the closest person, if you're the parent that's around.
Yes.
Some children will suddenly not want to leave you, so they'll have separation anxiety. They become afraid that you might get sick or you might die.
Right.
And so their world opens up that the world isn't always a safe place.
Yes.
And so it's really looking for the different things in your children and helping them cope with what is going on for them.
Because so often, I guess, even as parents or as elders in the family, we kind of want our children to, suck it up.
Yeah.
You'll be fine, man up, or whatever the situation might be. But we can't be doing that to our children because we're not helping them with
and
their
they
grieving.
grieve differently to adults. And I think it's important to recognise that grieving is part of life. It's actually a life skill. And you grieve because you love someone. And that's, love is part of... or loss is part of love.
Yeah.
And so when we help our children, we might do things like actually give them permission to feel joy at certain times because they feel guilty.
Yes.
I'm having fun with my friends, but grandma's died or my pet died and I shouldn't be feeling this. So this new idea that joy and grief can happen at the same time.
Yes.
Giving children permission to grieve.
Right.
Giving children times
And letting them
where-
be upset.
Yes, letting them cry.
Yes.
Letting them draw or journal. Also giving children things like memory boxes. They may not look at it a long time afterwards, but the process of creating a memory box, looking at happy memories, what they feel, planting a tree.
Yes.
So really finding ways for your children that work for them and ask them, how would you like to remember this person, or what works for you? How are you feeling? Helping them to come to terms with verbalising that is part of the process.
I love what you said, Colette, and I think it's so important that we check in with our kids that they're okay, and also check yourself and make sure you're okay, because you can't support your child if you're not okay. So get the help that you need, get that professional help, or seek some trusted sources and speak to someone about what you're going through.
Okay, I have enough problem trying to entertain the teenagers and the tweens when they were around. Here's a question that's come off Facebook from one of our mums. How do you entertain a baby when you've got something that you need to do, like hang out the washing or scrub the shower or whatever?
And it's actually, as they become toddlers, like it changes.
Oh, toddlers, trying to entertain toddlers.
I know babies are a little bit easy because you can
know
just
where they are.
You can put them in, their little bassinet or whatever and take them round, take them outside while you hang the clothes, take them even to the bathroom while you have a shower, like all those things. You can sort of cart them around with you a little bit to make it a bit easier. But when they get older and they get a voice and they get an opinion.
Yeah. That 3-year-old going, mum, 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 mum.
So I was a mum who worked from home when my kids were little. I still do, but they're at school. And it was really hard to make client phone calls when the kids are yelling out. And I've had that conversation on a phone with a client. My daughter's run past the door. I need to go and do a poo. It's just so unprofessional and embarrassing. So I definitely use screen time there. That's exactly where I used it. I said, I need you not to come in here. Like I'd lock the door, but yeah, there's a time and a place. But yeah, it's hard.
I worked from home as well. I was very lucky that my husband stayed home while I did most of my work. But for me, one of the worst things trying to do was hang out washing. And that's something that you really, really have to do. I didn't have a dryer, so I had to hang out washing and trying to keep the toddler within the confines of the backyard and away from the dog and, all the other things that were going on. So
your yard wasn't fenced then?
Oh, well, it was, but, it's in the vegetable garden and he's in everything, in the garage, he's everywhere. So in the end, Gary went on one of those council pickup days, went and found a swing set, and so that's where I put him, and I put him in the swing, and I had a rope and I just used to pull it.
That's great. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I love it. I thought you were going to say you tied him to the
no, not quite that
clothesline
bad.
and he'd just do the circle around and
not quite that
dig
bad.
a hole. But we use the swing. We actually put a swing up inside our house.
Yeah.
And it was in between the kitchen and the bathroom, and I would just push while I made dinner. So
there you go.
But it was an old house. You could sort of do that with it. But got to do what you've got to do to get some of that stuff. Get that stuff done. Yeah.
So write to us on our Facebook page. Let us know what you do to entertain your babies or your small toddlers. And maybe we'll be able to find some more answers on what you do. Share them all.
Morning, noon and night. I'm thankful for each bite. Yay! That was awesome. What I was singing about.
You were
singing about broccoli. What an awesome song. I love that song, and she remembers the whole thing. That's awesome. Good girl. Okay, so this is my go-to dinner when I'm in a rush and I've not cooked anything for myself. But I'm going to show you how to make tahini dressing that I make and I leave in the fridge so that during the week I can have it on a Buddha bowl, I can have it on fritters. So for the tahini dressing, you need some tahini. I've got some fresh squeezed lemon juice. And I'm going to put some maple syrup in there to sweeten it. This is just some Himalayan salt and what's that? Garlic? Okay, can you put that in there? Okay. Knock it next to the side. That's it. Knock. And then I've got some water here, just a few tablespoons of water on the side to help make it thinner as I'm blending. I have blended that until it was smooth. I added water. It thickens up with the water. So my go-to dinner, once the kids have gone to bed and I haven't fed myself yet, is I buy bags of lettuce, chopped up, this is like a kale slaw it's called. I buy it all chopped up ready. I've got my salad there, which I grabbed from my salad bag. I got some frozen broccoli, and all I did was put it in the microwave, and I microwaved it for 35 seconds.
I can have one of those.
You can have one of those, there you go. And I always have some marinated organic, I love this marinated organic tofu, and I've just cooked it in the pan. And there, see that? That is my dinner. It's a healthy dinner. I just put a tahini dressing on top, and this is going to give it so much flavour. You've got your good fats in there, you've got your protein, you've got your broccoli, your salad, all the energy, that's right. And that's what I do for dinner. And how easy and simple is that? We're gonna go, okay? Thank you for watching. Please follow us on our Facebook page, Mums at the Table, or please go for more recipes to mumsathetable.com. We'll see you next time.
But that is it for us today. We will catch you next time here on Mums at the Table.